Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. We're your hosts, Cedric and Sidra, and we got Discord questions today. We got a few of them. This comes from TGS, who also go by the name Mal and Deimos, or Deimos, whichever you want to pronounce it, Deimos. Dialects and accents, all of that jazz. So he's got some questions, and they're decent questions. They are. So here's the thing. He asked this. Let's try to just shoot through these. First question: should some sports be transgender? If so, what sports should they be? I put no thought into this at all, but I'm going to be honest with you. And people are going to disagree because everyone disagrees with everything. If you say, "Oh no sport should be intergender," no sport should be intergender, then the people that are for equality, like severe equality, and it's like whatever a guy can do, a gal can do too, they're going to be like, "Screw you." And if you say, "Well, look, any sport can be intergender, it don't really matter," then they're going to say, "No, because," so you can't please either side. That's why you don't pick a tribe. You just have your own. You stick with your own. That's your tribe, your own, by yourself. You don't put anyone in there. You don't try to get anyone else in there. You just stick to your own, and that's you by yourself. But honestly, I'm in the camp where I've watched boxing, I've watched basketball, football. I've seen all that. And I'm going to be straight up with you. For anyone listening, those sports cannot be intergender. Okay? Baseball can be. Can be. Basketball to an extent can be. Honestly. To an extent. It can be. Football, no. Sad to say, the way this country is, if you think about football, you watch the men play, they're covered from head to toe. They got some serious helmets and padding on, over, in many areas. And they've got these severe new tackle rules trying to prevent concussions. When it comes to the women, they barely wear anything. And they try to show off as much leg and abdomen and arm. They try to get as much away as possible, and that's about it. The lingerie bowl. Don't care about that. No, come on. The name alone. There's no respect in it. The women are getting paid. It's the women take some big hits. Yeah. But no one cares if they get hurt. They're just looking at flesh. And that sucks. If you've ever seen females in college basketball and in the WNBA, when their heart is in it, they outdo the guys in terms of hustle and aggression. They do. So, like I said, in certain respects, yes, some things can be intergender. Boxing, it's not about a fight. I've seen plenty of girls whoop a dude ass. I have. But boxing, no. That's just two different leagues. It really is. And there are lots of professional female boxers that can knock out these heavyweight boxers. A knockout ain't nothing but a lucky hit. That's all a knockout truly ever is. So it depends on what sport and whatnot, to each their own, and how you view and how you see it. But no matter what, if any sport is not fully regulated and the rules aren't clear and they can always be bent and the referees can play favorites, then in truth, it don't matter if a sport is intergender or not. There's always going to be a bias, therefore unfairness, and somebody's going to have to work uphill, So should some sports? Should is basically an obligated term. You know, you should do the dishes. You should pay the bills. You should put food on the table. You should, brush your teeth and take a bath. You know, you should do those things, and you need to. So, if "should" is the operative word meant that way, then I'm gonna have to say no, because no sport is obligated to be intergender. I hope that answers that at least. You have any words about that, Sidra? None at all. You just shaking your head. You did. She's sleepy, y'all. It's been a week for her. So you want me to?
I don't have any comment for this particular question.
All right. So the next one. Do you think the next generation will be more atheist or secular? I'll say something right now. Hey, TGS, you are part of the next generation. I mean, the next generations are roughly in 10-year gaps. So whoever you know that's 10 years younger and 10 years older than you, that is the current generation.
Yeah, that's the way it boils down now.
It ain't like everyone is the same damn age.
It's not. They don't break down into familiar generations. Familiar generations and then social generations are different. Because, familiar generation, generally, unless you're birthing early, it's 20 to 25 years between you and your offspring. And that's particularly a generation. It's like it's going to be about that amount of time between you and your parent and their parent. But socially, I don't know when this shit started, the generation X's and Z's and Y's and millenniums and all that shit. It's got a time span. And the way technology has developed over the past 30, 40 years, in those time spans where you were born, you behave differently than the ones before you and after. All right.
So, will it be more atheist or secular?
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
If you mean more atheist or religious, yes. People don't change. You just keep that in mind. There are people that don't know contractions. There's people that don't understand one word from the other. They don't know "you are" from "your." They don't know. They don't care to learn. And since the majority of the planet is like that, the way things are now, no matter what technology happens, no matter what futuristic anything happens in 300, 3,000 years, it's going to be the same as it is now.
Okay, so you and I disagree.
Yeah. People aren't going to change. It's going to be someone saying, God is this, God is that.
It's not going away.
The atheists are this, and we're trying to do that. All these arguments you see online with the atheists against the religious against the atheists. Did you know that crap has been going on before the 2,000 year mark that supposedly started all this? Did you know that? This shit has been going on before the Egyptians were in rule. This shit has been going on for so long that people think that is new. It hasn't changed in over 7,000 years. It ain't gonna change in the next 7,000 years.
So you're saying that in the future, no one's going to be any more atheists than they are right now?
You can't be any more atheist. Atheist is simply someone that don't believe in the God, that's it.
But what I'm saying is, you got a mass of people, the folks on the planet. In 15 years, will the folks on the planet, will there be more atheists or less? I'm saying there will be more atheists. You are saying...
I am saying that it's not going to change.
Okay.
And the reason it's not going to change is because you've got the reported amount of atheists. You've got the publicly out of the closet atheists. You've got the religious people lying on how many there are or are not. And you've got those saying, I'm an atheist because I'm mad at mom. I'm an atheist because my girlfriend is an atheist. Or I'm religious because, well, that's what I was born into. That's what I am. And if you aren't, then, screw you. And then they're going to be like, oh, I want to be part of your club, though. Or I want to date you. So I'm religious, too. And if I'm not, then I'll take up yours because I want to be with you. And then later it'll be like, I thought I was that, but I won't because I was in love and it was wrong and I was dumb. It's like, yeah, shut up, man. It's the same old, same old. Will there be more atheists? Yes. But will they come out of the closet? Because I've already done why there not as many black atheists or whatnot. I've already done that. But in short, black atheists and other minority atheists don't have anywhere to run to. They don't have the financial backing to do such a thing. Ergo, if they are atheists, they shut the fuck up and keep it to themselves. Be like, yeah, mom, praise Jesus. God is all. God is love. All right, me going back to my game. And that's it.
And then they move out.
And then they move out into another religious person's home and can't get rid of it.
Okay, so not everybody moves out to another religious person's home.
No, not everyone, and not everyone moves out on their own either.
But some can move out on their own, and then it doesn't matter because they're alone.
And you know what? And atheists do when they move out on their own. You know what they believe in? Not a God, and they just go to work or do whatever they do. There you go. That bugs religious people the most. That do. They can't stand the thought of someone just living.
Mm-hmm.
They can't comprehend it. It hurts their brain.
You live without forcing yourself to thank somebody every day who ain't responsible for shit that you do. How dare you?
Where you get your morals from? Well, I certainly haven't killed anyone. I wear my mask. So how many people have you killed today, Miss or Mr. Religious person, not wearing a mask, infecting God's children that you and he and them love? What number is your kill count? What's your kill count number? Get your mask up, punk. So that's how that go. The next question he asked: why so many right-wingers trying to indoctrinate kids to their beliefs? Is the wrong there? Is THERE? Is THEIR?
Because that's what they do.
And it's not right-wingers. I'm going to correct that. It's not right-wingers. It's on both sides. Religion and indoctrination of anything is not political.
But politicians use religion.
There you go.
Because they're trying to appeal to the religious who are eternally scared of everything.
People who are that live in fright are the ones you go after with religion, belief, my side, my tribe, I can protect you. Only I can make this right for you. And they're like, yes, you can, because you're the only one saying it, so I believe in you.
Like yes, those heathenish transgenders want to go into the ladies' bathroom and rape your daughters. They've been plotting it their entire lives.
Yeah. Those guys that want to be women and they happen to like guys, they want to go rape your daughter.
So they're going to have all of their beans and franks removed so they can ineffectively rape your daughter in the bathroom.
Yeah. Small minds. Small minds. Damn it, some people are so stupid. Okay, so he did ask why. So why so many? Because it's tribalism. That's it. I mean, they got nothing else to do. They could just live their life. They could, but no. These people are just they're just on this weird need of, I have to make you agree with me in every single way because that's the only way that things can be right, because reasons. Racists don't want minorities around unless they can absolutely control the minorities. Poor people don't want rich people around unless they can absolutely control the poor people and keep them away from them. If you find a right winger or someone on the left and they want to indoctrinate their kids into religion or their politics or anything like that, ask them why. That's the best thing you can do. And just ask them why and listen. If it spurs another question, ask the question. Ask a follow-up question. Don't browbeat them or nothing, but Try to figure them out. And maybe you can learn something, and maybe if they can hear themselves say something, maybe they'll be like, whoa, what? Because some people don't think about what they're going to say or think about what they're saying. They just say some old dumb shit and be like, I don't have to think about it. I said what I said, and I'm going to move on. And if you play it back to them, they might be like, that was me? I mean, think of all these barbecue Beckys, Susies, and Karens that do their crap, and then when they get caught,
this isn't me. I'm not racist. Bitch, you just showed us different.
I will teach my grandkids to hate you all.
Can't walk it back. You can't walk it back now that you've been found out and lost your job in your house.
Yeah, you've been around everyone. You had mob mentality. You said what you said, but now that there are consequences, it's all BS. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Liar. So, ask them. I can't give you their answers. I can just say what they do is wrong. It's wrong to indoctrinate people. You know, give them the options, give them the choices, give them the information, and let them make up their own mind. If they want to agree with you because it's just what they do, fine. But if you force them or trick them or coerce them in any way, then that's it. Like, I tell my kids straight, there is no God, there's no Jesus, none of that. And I told them, look, if you want to believe in that stuff later on, then you go ahead and do your thing. I ain't going to have any respect for that crap. I'm not. You know, I respect your choice and what you want to do, but I have no respect for what you do. You know, screw that. You know, there ain't no favoritism here. Give a damn. So then the final one, he asked, what's the fascination with transgenders and women's sports?
What's the fascination with transgenders in bathrooms?
Same
it's different.
Yep.
It's other. Oh, it's some way going to cheat us, so we have to rail against it in some form of fashion. Oh, they're just dudes in wigs. No one's really concerned about transgender females to males. You notice that? Nobody cares about that. It's always transgender male to female.
Do you know why? Because the guys are the ones worried about fucking someone that used to be a dude.
Yeah.
And so you think homophobia is one thing. Transgender, I mean, what would be the term? Transgenderification or whatnot? Whichever it is, that's on steroids. It's bad enough when the guy's like, I don't want no dude looking at me. I want no dude looking at me. Now he's really panicked because it's like, now I don't know if you a dude or not. Mm-hmm. Damn, you look so good. You know, you smell good, you feel good.
But you used to be a dude, so I might be gay.
Yeah, I don't want to be gay.
That's the fear. The fear that they are gay. That's all.
Personally, if I never met Sidra and I met some woman and she turns out to be transgender, I'd be like, okay, look, I want to have kids, so, you know, we're going to have to get a third or something.
And then if every transgender woman tells these homophobic assholes, you know, I don't want you, they'll be like, what's wrong with me?
Be like, everything is wrong with you. Everything. You know, if you want, okay, I'm straight up. The fascination with transgender, the truth is, it is political distraction. If the politicians can bring up transgender and how bad it is, everyone will be too frantic and razzle-dazzled over that.
To pay attention to the bullshit, the real dirty bullshit they're doing.
That's all it is. It's like, hey man, did you just send these people off to war the first time? Hey man, that transgender person trying to get in there and fuck your daughter in the bathroom, get all up in her little hole. You gonna let that happen? Are you gonna let that happen?
No, I ain't gonna let that happen.
What kind of parent are you to let somebody go in there and rape your daughter? Why they trying to share the same bathroom? Why they trying to do that? But wait a minute, what about the wars and stuff, the hundreds of thousands of people that your wars are killing? Hey. Those people are trying to go in there and rape your children. And the black people are trying to fuck your white women too. And do it transgender wise. Black Lives Matter trying to kill everybody with Antifa.
Oh, and women, they want to kill your unborn children. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to have children, period. They want birth control. They want rights over their sexual organs.
Yeah, and you know what else? They also want to get all these abortions because they just want to have abortions and stuff. What's that? No, bitch, shut up and go in there and get that abortion. I ain't trying to have my wife find out what we did.
Don't
worry about what I'm saying. I'm talking to these people over here. Look, don't let them motherfuckers get abortions. That's just evil.
Here's the thing. They use these, I'm not going to say smaller issues, but public issues as a distraction. And while as they use them as a distraction, they try very hard to minimize the rights of those. So they do awful things as a distraction to distract you from the bigger, more insidious awful things that we don't know that they're doing.
Just think about this. We have basic human rights. Basic human rights. Keep that in mind. You have the Bill of Rights. You got all this other stuff. All these other political legislations and stuff like that to generate and create government-issued human decency so people can't hurt other people. That's the idea of it. But think of how bad it is that they had to make the civil rights. If things were so good in general, you wouldn't need to make the civil rights for black people. You wouldn't have to do that. You know? But nope. So now what? Now they got to make trans rights, transgender rights, rights for transgender people, rights for gay people, rights for, and do you know why they have to do that? You know why they're doing all that? Because if you have so many rights for so many pieces of the LGBTQIA, if you have to go through every single one, think how many decades, how many generations it's going to take to get rights for every single one of them. So if you got to go through every single one of them, that means you have to place one more important than the other. You'll get rights for lesbians before gays. And then if you group gays and lesbians as the same, which they should be, just same sex, right? But then you get same-sex rights. That's just, and initially it was not marriage. It was just adoption, just to raise a child. Oh, we can't raise a child decently and lovingly, but you two, opposite sex people can get a child, raise that child, and scar that child for life in various areas, but it's all right.
Because you're a dude and a dudette.
And it's all based on the Bible. That's all they go back to.
It's all cherry picked.
It's literally just absolutely distracting society from actual progression. Literally anyone on the street, if you ask anyone on the street about certain things, they'll be like, look, they leave me alone, I leave them alone. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's what it is. But then when it becomes who's going to vote for who, or who's on whose side, then suddenly now you got an issue with stuff. It's just a distraction to keep you from thinking. It's easier to group up and hate people than it is to sit back, take a step back, and wonder if that means anything at all to anything. The government was created to help regulate human society so it doesn't destroy itself. The government was created to protect human society. And not one part of government actually does that. I've said this for years.
Government.
Huh?
Say at least this government.
Any government, really. Because this is all over the planet.
I get that it's all over the planet, but for some it's to greater and lesser degrees.
Yes, it is.
And some countries and governments are far more progressive than we are. And some are far more barbaric.
It depends on where and what. You can go to one country saying, hey, I support transgender, and they'd be like, well, that's just the third sex here, so just have fun. Mm-hmm. And then you say, man, what about, medical care? Oh, fuck you. Get out of our country. Mm-hmm. There ain't no medical, and we don't care. Get about. It just depends. Some places be like, look, financially, we're beautiful. We're happy. We don't have a want in the world. We can just buy what we want and chill. No one is poor. And if someone is poor, we force them out of it. We give them what they need and what they want, and everything is happy. And it's like, oh, cool. And well, what if I practice my religion? It's like, what? We'll kill you. Religion, that'll just kill everything. Whoa. So y'all are like atheists? What? I suppose. You know, you can't be an atheist if you don't have something to be, you know, anti, right? So we're just people living. Cool. So where's the porn? Get out of our country.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? No, we don't have sex here, but y'all got kids. Oh no. No. That's all in the lab. We just do that in the lab.
No, see, I leave it on the rock and then she comes by and picks it up later.
Oh, the scorpion technique. So all this stuff is just distractions, y'all. That's all it'll ever be. It's just social distractions to distract you from the political crap that's happening to you that's so egregious that when there's someone to blame for that political crap, you know what it goes back to? The social sector. Oh yeah, your government can easily give you, you know, force these mega companies to pay you $25 an hour. But instead of that, they can just tell you who to blame for why there are no jobs. Although it's the government's fault and the companies in the United States' fault, they'll tell you to blame Mexico and Brazil and any other place that's, you know, or the minorities here. They'll even, back in the day, they told you to blame all the black people, even though they had no jobs.
And no power.
No nothing. So, hey, that's just, I ain't saying that's how it is. I'm not saying how it needs to be. I'm saying this is what's going on, and everyone has the ability to stop it. But you have to get off your ass and vote accordingly, even if it's unpopular. Vote for your interests, not the alleged or supposed or assumed winning side. Because while those politicians win, they do everything they can to make sure you lose. Those people are wearing suits. They got planes. They got multiple cars and multiple homes. And you struggling to make ends meet in your apartment or in your townhouse or in your duplex or living with your friends or your friends' friends or forced to move back with mom and dad or forced to rent out space where you are just to make it or take up another job and someone mad at you for taking up that job that they could have had. You trying to make it. And they're just trying to make sure they don't become you. So they sell you out to all these, you know, oil companies and healthcare companies and stuff.
Pharmaceuticals.
Mainly. So open your eyes, vote accordingly instead of voting socially. Because social voting is voting for one of the two parties, and both parties work for the same entities. So, you know, that's all I got for that. You know, do what you got to do. You got anything else, girl?
No, it covers it.
Well, that's all the questions, you know. And if anyone else out there got a bunch of questions or whatnot, I guess, you know, put them down here, or you can go to the Discord and post them there and suggested topics. And, you know, if we see it there, we're going to cover it. You know, you got to ask questions. You know, you can't just post something trying to trigger somebody, because no one even knows what triggered is. That message that has been lost ages ago. What being triggered really is, no one knows. I think I'm the only one that knows.
The people know. People, the ones who genuinely get triggered know.
They do. Everybody else is just a troll, I suppose. That's just how that works. In any case, this has been Cedric Kennedy, Sidra Owens, for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.